I'm Miss Kruger, and I teach religion and math here at St. James. A few general reminders about SchoolSpeak. Every Wednesday, teachers will post their gradebooks on SchoolSpeak so that you and your child can stay on top of their current grades. Please encourage children to turn in missing assignments as soon as possible. The resources from Curriculum Night are also posted on SchoolSpeak. They can be found under your child's grade and then the tab Resources. Every night, teachers will post homework on SchoolSpeak so that if your child forgets to write it down in their assignment notebook app, they still have the assignments. In religion, 6th graders talk about the Old Testament. We begin with the creation story, work our way through the Old Testament, and end with John the Baptist preparing the way for Jesus. 7th graders focus on Jesus Christ, the person, his teachings, and his impact on society. In 8th grade, we talk about church history. We begin with the apostles and we work all the way through modern times. All 3 grades are required to do service projects, 1 per trimester. 6th grade is asked to focus on the family or the local neighborhood. 7th and 8th grade are asked to look at a global problem but at a local level. We understand that with the pandemic this year, these projects may look a little different. I have spoken to each class about projects that are acceptable and ideas to get started. If you have questions, please email me. For confirmation prep, we begin in 7th grade 3rd trimester, and we continue through 8th grade. I work closely with the Religious Education Office to make sure that all the requirements are met. If you have any questions about religion or math, please feel free to email me, akruger@stjamesge-school.org. Thank you.
I'm Mrs. Corbett, the science teacher, middle school science teacher at St. James. 8th graders will be studying life science this year. There are 4 life science disciplinary core ideas in 8th grade: cells to organisms, ecosystems, heredity, and biological evolution. If all goes well, we hope to dissect frogs at the end of the year. 7th graders will be concentrating on physical science this year. Topics include structure and properties of matter, chemical reactions, forces and interactions, and waves and electromagnetic radiation. In addition, students will begin Catholic Schools Week by participating in the Junior High Science Academic Fair on Friday, January 29th. We will begin next week deciding on topics to explore. 6th graders will be studying the Earth and the processes that shape it. Topics they will be covering: Earth systems, weather and climate, human impacts, history of the Earth, and space systems. Throughout the year, students will analyze and interpret data, develop and use models, construct argument, and communicate findings. We will be exploring STEM activities. We are currently using the Prentice Hall textbook series. iPads are used to assist students in their learning, as well as labs, models, and videos. Students are expected to stay current in their reading, take notes, complete the assigned homework, and carry out investigations in the lab. Rubrics used for grading homework, science labs, and notes can be found online. We have gone over the point values in class. I look forward to a year of discovery, growth, and development. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. Thank you and have a nice evening.
This group and I both teach junior high math. Math is essentially a logical and sometimes abstract way of viewing the world, and it's also based on using algorithms. Math relies as much on knowledge of math facts as it does on reading. To best meet the needs of our students, classes are leveled to recognize ability differences. Ms. K teaches the grade level students, and I teach the accelerated students. Regardless of teacher, students have daily math homework, as well as frequent and regular quizzes and tests. If you want to help your student to be successful in math, the single most thing you can do is to let them do their math homework without help. Certainly, if your child is unsure about a concept, encourage him or her to use the examples in the textbook, and certainly it's fine to answer the occasional question. But at the point where students are in junior high, working independently in math is critical. We spend about 30 minutes every day in class practicing problems, so the students should be fairly proficient in the day's concept by the time they start their homework. While we have level courses, The content to which the students are exposed is the same. All 6th graders use the same textbook. All of our 7th graders learn pre-algebra, and all of our 8th graders study algebra. In 6th grade, the students learn integer operations, and they learn how to solve two-step equations, which are surprisingly much more difficult than what they would sound. In 7th grade, students spend the entire year learning how to write and solve complicated equations. Essentially, they're spending the year looking for x. In 8th grade, students expand upon these skills as they study linear systems, as well as nonlinear systems, including exponential, parabolic, and hyperbolic functions. At the end of 8th grade, most students should be able to take geometry as a freshman when they enter high school, whether it be at a regular or at an honors level. I encourage you to take a look at the resources section for your child's grade level to see more expanded description of our math program. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Katie Alatorre. I'm the 7th grade homeroom teacher and I teach junior high reading and social studies. This year, students will be completing numerous projects, writing assignments, quizzes, and tests in these classes. We will also be using Google Classroom for various assignments. Students will be challenged to critically analyze multiple novels in reading class throughout the year. Students will also participate in literature circles where they will be assigned a role that they will follow in group discussions on the novels that they will be reading in class. Students will also extensively study vocabulary during our novel studies. All social studies classes have an online textbook. 6th graders will have access to their textbook through links on Google Classroom. 7th and 8th graders will be using an online textbook through Discovery Education. 6th grade will study geography and ancient civilizations. 7th grade will examine colonial times through the Civil War and American history. 7th graders are also required to take the Federal and Illinois State Constitution test, which we will be preparing for in class throughout the year. 8th graders will study the Reconstruction period through present time in American history. All students will examine current events as well in class. Our reading and social studies classes have been designed to push students to voice their opinions while respecting different ideas than theirs, improve their writing skills, and enjoy their learning experience. I look forward to another great year. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Hale, and I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade ELA and technology. This year I'm also the director of technology and will be setting up the STEM lab. There are 4 categories to junior high English: vocabulary, grammar, diagramming, and writing. In vocabulary, we do a Greek and Latin root study, breaking down words, understanding the pieces, hopefully getting more experience with vocabulary than just the word studies in the book. In 6th grade, they do suffixes and prefixes with a few roots. In 7th grade, they add more roots, and in 8th grade, they add even more. So each level has what they need to understand how to break down a word. And eventually, when they take the ACT or the SAT, hopefully when they see a word they don't recognize, they remember the pieces and can identify the definition. The second category is grammar. In 6th grade, they do an in-depth parts of speech study, as well as elements of a sentence, giving them the foundation for the complex exercises in 7th and 8th grade. The third category is diagramming. I introduced diagramming in 6th grade at an easier level with our parts of speech study. In 7th grade, we do more extended diagramming with phrases and clauses, and in 8th grade, we do compound complex sentences, giving them a foundation for high school regardless of where they go. And finally, the last category is writing. We'll be writing all year. All 3 grades will write a narrative, an expository, and a persuasive essay. In 7th grade, they have the background research paper for science fair, which is about 6 to 8 pages, and it is the research on the science behind the experiment that they're doing. And that particular paper is done with an APA citation style. In 8th grade, they do another research paper, which is 8 to 10 pages, on a topic of their choice. And it is more of a passion project, helping them understand how to write a research paper different than the science fair paper. And that paper in 8th grade is done in the MLA citation style. So our students are exposed to both APA and MLA citation styles before leaving our building. If you have any questions about curriculum, please feel free to email me. My email is lhale@stjamesge-school.org. Also, our curriculum documents are on SchoolSpeak. It's really great to be back in the building this year and see all our students. I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you.